Candle in the Wind by Peter Essex. I've always found it a mistake to needle villains with petty actions. The more you swipe at them, the deeper they dig. The more immune they become. The harder you make it for them, the harder they make it for you. Set them up, then hit hard. Make the first time you strike the last time. You savvy? That's the way I'd handle the likes of Eddie Wu. Did he savvy? He thought he did. Brian Jonathan Campbell had exercised authority in a masterful way. He had disciplined his subordinate with the lightest of strokes. It provided Forrester with the wisdom of a decade in the time it took to appreciate a single glass of fine whiskey. Forrester could not help but admire the style of the man, and his counsel was sound. He had let his anger drive him into ill-considered action, and that was stupid. From now on, he would be happy to follow the AC's advice when it came to the likes of Eddie Wu. To work with the submerged emotions of a crocodile. That was the requirement. To wait like that reptile waits, with eyes alone exposed and teeth below the muddy water, with not a ripple to give away its presence. Yes, it was good advice for the taking of Eddie Wu. For retribution need not be hurried to be effective. The only criterion was that it should be certain. Forrester thought these thoughts as the lift doors closed upon him and he descended to the ground floor of the Arsenal Street HQ. As he crossed the foyer and walked into the street, it was hot. It was drizzling and he was in uniform. No umbrella. Now he had to decide where he should spend the night. There was a choice of two destinations. One close at hand. A luxury apartment on Victoria Peak. A short taxi ride was all it would take for him to reach a place of rest and air-conditioned luxury. Maria, the Filipino ama, would greet him there, sweet-voiced and shining smile. And soon a meal fit for a taipan would be ready. The alternative destination was distant. A traditional brick and tile two-story house on the slopes of Butterfly Hill, on the Little Island. That trip would require more patience, rush hour, a taxi ride to the outlying island's ferry pier. There to stand and queue with patience and fortitude and 500 shouting, shoving Chinese who knew that the devil might take the hindmost, but the 6:30 ferry to Lantau would not. This journey would cost 2 hours of his time. He would arrive at his house tired and short-tempered and disillusioned of all the things Cantonese. He would open up his front door to be confronted by a testy, vociferous Chinese Omar who would complain that he had interrupted her meal and berate him for not having advised her that morning that he would be arriving tonight. Dear Ah Fong's compliments would be more numerous and diverse than that. With those two arguments, he could be sure he would be tested with. So he chose to go to Lantau. Not because he did not feel the need for the kid leatherette upholstery, soft music, and Maria's good food, but because there was someone upon Lantau Island whom he had to see. Her name was Kit Ling. He tried not to think about the orders that the AC had given him regarding the little girl. Child Protective Services was an overworked unit. They would do all they could, but that would not amount to much.